Shalom, shalom, Ashpaka. I'm coming to you this Vayila with another Debar, a RaSHA Debar video. I have an akut that had asked me a handful of Yumim ago about this Debar. I was not able to answer my akut right off hand because I knew I had to do more research on it because it's wild. A handful of years, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, you could go and research, a lot of things, and you could find a lot of amots pretty much from the beginning, just scratching the surface. Now in these Yumim, it's like when you scratch the surface, you don't hardly find anything. They just cover it up and make it look like it's this and it's fine and there's no harm to it. And you'll see that here when I first start this off. But Yadaya'ua, I remember this Debar from when I first started researching really heavy into the origins of different Debarim, because I take that scripture in Shemuth, I believe it's chapter 23 verse 13, where Yahuwah tells Lanu, his Yaladim, to not let any RaSHA, Shemuth, any Shemuth of other mighty Akadim be heard from your mouth, not be spoken of. And to me, there is no loophole in that. There's a lot of Mashpaka that find loopholes in that, and they're like, well, we can't teach that without speaking some of those for folks to understand. And I'm sorry, there's no loophole. If Yahuwah tells you not to do it, you don't do it. There's no there's no medium in there. It either is or it ain't. You do or you don't. That kind of thing. And that just drives me up the wall. But past that, now whenever you search for something, it's like you have to dig. And I knew there was more to this Debar than what was being shown to me here in this past couple of Yumim. And I pull out about it, and Yadaya'ua, he revealed it like he always does. Yahuwah is Tub, he's Rabbah Tub, Mashpaka. Alright, let's jump into this. The Debar she asked me about was Nisan, or it can be written as Nissan. Now, whenever you start coming into the Hamath and you're on this journey for quite a while, it intertwangles, not Yahuwah's way, but you coming into this walk, you have to you're bombarded with all kinds of information and this and that, and then all this Jewish stuff starts bombarding you, and well, this is the way it's supposed to be done, this is the tradition, blah blah blah. Okay, all the months that are listed on the Jewish calendar are all pagan. They are all RaSHA, okay? They all originate from RaSHA Akadim. Know that. They even have a month called Tammuz. And then the rest of their months, they originate from RaSHA Akadim, okay? But this is the bar we're going to jump on into right now. Okay. I know I'm excited. It's just whenever it's something, you finally find something you've been looking for, you just get excited. Alright, because you busted it, alright? You made it come out. You made it take it, in other words. Nisan. I just typed in Nisan God because I knew it originated from a God, but I just couldn't find the information on it here, for the past few whenever I had moments to research. But that's what I typed in, Nisan God. The Sham, or what they have, Name, Nissan, can refer to both a month in the Hebrew calendar, or a Japanese automobile manufacturer. In the Hebrew calendar, Nisan is the first month of the year, associated with Passover, or a miraculous redemption from slavery in Egypt. In the context of the car company, well, CAR actually is a RaSHA Debar, okay? In the context of the CAR company, Nisan, some fans with insiders view the GTR badge as having almost religious significance, according to a YouTube video. Okay. But anyway, right here on the breakdown, it's got NISSAN Hebrew month. I desire that's clear for y'all to see. It is the first month of the Jewish religious year, associated with Passover, that commemorates the Israel eats Exodus from Egypt. In Hebrew, NISSAN is often linked to the Debar, NES, meaning miracle, reflecting the miraculous events surrounding the Exodus. And then celebrations, Passover, a major Jewish holiday. I'm sorry, excuse me, Abiyakwan Nasalakolithi. A major Jewish holiday falls within the month of NISSAN. Involves rituals like eating matzah, unleavened bread, retelling the story of Exodus. And then it just, it's basically telling you, okay, it's fine. It comes from this. It comes from that. No, nothing to see here. Keep scrolling. And then Wikipedia, because WIKI sounds a lot like WIK. How do you? I can't even remember how to write things anymore. WICKED. Okay. NISAN is the Babylonian or Hebrew calendar, and it's the month of the barley ripening. Okay, nothing to see here. Just keep on going. All right. Now, I was curious. I've done and typed in other things. Therefore, I went to Strong's Concordance, Strong's Hebrew Concordance. Okay, and I typed in NISAN, and this is what popped up. Only two things. Strong's Hebrew NISAN, first month of the Jewish religious year. And then down here, Abib. That's what we, as Yahuwah Yaladim, refer to it as Abib. Okay, now let's just click on the NISAN. Looks like it's going to take a moment to think on this for me. There we go. Okay. I just typed that in there, and I was kind of just, scandering about and looking around, and I happened to this stupid mess that pops up on the screen at the bottom. Okay. And I just happened to something jumped out at me. And it's right here. And I never really pay much mind to this Brown Driver Briggs, I'm mainly I find what I need and I don't elaborate. Okay, Brown Driver Briggs. I'm trying to get my screen to go up a little bit more. This won't be complicated. I'll make y'all go down a little bit more. How about that? Proper sham of first month. Loan the bar from Babylonian. NISANNU. I found that very interesting. Therefore, I came back over here in a different window. Let me see, I got windows up here left and right. Hang on just a moment. Let me hang on. Alright, sorry about that. I had to shut my computer down and bring it back up because it decided to freeze on me. Alright, but anyway, you saw where we last were. Okay, let me kind of get y'all readjusted here. Alright, let's kind of readjust you. Mashpaka. We don't want y'all sideways. Alright, therefore I went to this window and I typed in NISANNUGOD. Okay, now watch what we find here. In ancient Mesopotamia religion, NISANNU was the first month of the year. It was associated with several DEITYS's, including ANU, ENLIL, as well as the Festival of AKITU. NISANNU is to the sham of the month of Nisan in the Hebrew calendar that is linked to Passover or the Exodus story. Okay, quick second. What is AKITU? Wonder. The AKITU festival was a 12 Yom spring festival or a New Year celebration in ancient Mesopotamia, particularly in, I'm believing, Babylon's probably another RaSHA, the bar. I'm going to look into that. It marked the beginning of the new year and was deeply intertwined with religious or mythological Amunah. And they had Beliefs. That's another RaSHA, the bar. The festival involved rituals to symbolize the Victory, there's reasons I'm calling this out, of GODS's over CHAOS. The Abrith Debar for CHAOS, my youngin knows it very well, is Tahu. 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 I hear a lot of Mashpaka constantly repeating these Debarim, Victory, CHAOS. I mean, come on, y'all. Anyway, and was the reestablishment of the KING, that's another one, DIVINEMAN, that's another one, DATE. All right. So, I mean, you know, it's got all this hoo-ha going on, right? And then you click on it, and it gives you the lowdown on it. All right. It's got the New Year celebration. AKITU marked the beginning of the year, coinciding with the spring equinox or the planting of barley. Religious significance. The festival celebrated remember this part. The festival celebrated the Victory of the GODMARDUK over the CHAOS or Tahu MONSTER, the Abrith Debar for MONSTER is Banin Amuna, that's what it is. I wrote it earlier this Yom. I think it's Banin. Anyway, MONSTER TIAMAT, symbolizing the restoration of order. And then it just keeps on going on, and you can get more into it. They've got like things over here you can click on, all this over here. You can even scroll down, because it's a thing. Here's the rituals: humiliation of the KING, recitation of the ENUMAELISH, renewal of the COVENANT, and that would actually, in Abrith, that would be Borith. The GODs and the PEOPLE would renew their COVENANT, promising to uphold their responsibilities, blah, 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 blah. And then down here, we've got, hang on for a second. All right, my yeast came through the door. He didn't know I was doing a video. Anyway, over here, it goes in more into the AKITU or AKITUM Spring Festival. It was on the first Yom of the Syrian, Babylonian Nisan in ancient Mesopotamia. There you go. But that's what that is all about. Now remember what I pointed up here earlier. Quit shaking my chair. Well, that was my cat. She jumped on the back of my chair. Okay, let's go back over here to NISANNUGOD. Where did we stop a while ago? Okay, we stopped over here because it was talking about being the AKITU festival, right? Now here, look, this is a repeat of what we just saw on the other place. This festival celebrated the Victory of the GODMARDUK, or his reestablishment as the KING of the GODSs. The month was considered a time of rebirth, rejuvenation, renewal with a focus on Love, Ua, Life, symbolized by the exchange of, here's another one, Flowers. All these I'm calling out by the letters are all RaSHA Akarim or originate from them. Ua, the blooming of spring. Now I'm probably speaking some Dabari I don't know that are RaSHA yet, because I haven't researched every single Dabar, but I'm doing my part on trying to. And then you come down here and it's the Hebrew perspective. And it just basically goes back into this, everything's fine here, no need to scroll. You can just go on some other place, but that's the point. You have to dig to find all of the RaSHA origins now. And even look here, shared themes. Both Mesopotamia Ua Hebrew traditions associate NISANNU /NISAN, same thing, with new beginnings or a fresh start. The themes of DIVINE, intervention, liberation, LIBERATION, because LIBERTY, RaSHA. Ua, the overcoming of adversity, are prominent in both contexts. And then you can go on down here and there's some more. But that's what I wanted to share with y'all. Hang on just a second. Alright, I think we'll end this video with this scripture popped up here. Shamuth 23:13. Ua, and all that I have spoken to you, take heed. Make no zakar, because MEN is a RaSHA Akkad. Ua, make no zakar of the sham of other mighty Akhadim, because ONE is a RaSHA Akkad. Let it not be heard from your mouth. That verse we need to really dive into and hold very, very close to our Lashon, Mashpaka. It is Rabbah important that we tahar, we cleanse our Lashon. I greatly appreciate my akut. I have Ak2 that does the researches of these, and that we can azar each other, and all those of you out there that really do want to or need to tahar, to cleanse your Lashon. I appreciate her asking this question, and for my azar on this, because Kal Yada Yahuwah gets all of the Yada for this, where he reveals through his own Yaladim what to Natan to give, to share to other Mashpaka that are in need of this Amath. Alright. Ani Palau, Yahuwah Barak Ua Shemarata Mashpaka. Shalom Shalom. And Shalom through the Layila. And Shalom when you wake in the Bakar. Hala'u Yahuwah, Yashra al, Rimama Yahuwah.